to Tuesday, and it is time for us to hop back into the Gospel of Mark. We are beginning in chapter 7 and verse 24 today. We're going to see some really interesting things, so I'm excited about this. Let's hop on in. Here we go. Jesus got up and went away from there to the region of Tyre, and when he had entered a house, he wanted no one to know of it, yet he could not escape notice. But after hearing of him, a woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit immediately came and fell at his feet. Now the woman was a Gentile of the Syrophoenician race, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And he was saying to her, "Let the children be satisfied first, for it is not good to take the children's bread and to throw it to the dogs." But she answered and said to him, "Yes, Lord, but even the dogs under the table feed on the children's crumbs." And he said to her, "Because of this answer, go. The demon has gone out of your daughter." And going back to her house, she found the child lying on the bed, the demon having left. Now, if I were to ask you right now, what sticks out in this text to you? What is it that just kind of catches your eye? I'm going to go ahead and say it's verse 27, right? The idea of Jesus saying to this woman, the dogs, and basically at this point referring to her as a dog, is kind of shocking. Not something you hear about very often, right? You're kind of sitting there like, yeah, I didn't expect that. And especially when we think about racial tensions, this woman being a Gentile of Syrophoenician there and living in the region of Tyre, it's kind of a touchy situation. How do we handle this? What do we do with this? And I understand that tension, and believe me, there are a lot of things we could say about it here, but here's what we want to get down to. Jesus does care for this woman. It's not that he doesn't care at all. Caring at all would just say, go away. Leave me alone. But his call to her, his initial response to her, elicits a response on her part to demonstrate her faith. Look what it says. Look, I've come, and he says, I've come primarily to the Jews. This is why I've been sent. I shouldn't take what belongs to them and just give it to anybody. But she understands. She understands at this point she's not worthy. She understands that she falls outside those parameters. She understands all that, but look at her response. It's a response of faith and trusting that Jesus Christ can do what is beyond her comprehension. She says, yes, but even the dogs under the table feed on the children's crumbs. Jesus, I just want the little leftovers here, because I know those little leftovers are more than enough to supply what I need, and it's to heal my daughter. I know. Look, I'll take what little you have left over because I believe you're powerful enough to do it. And so it ends up being an expression of her faith. Jesus does care. Look what he says. Because of this answer, because you've shown faith, because you understand who I am, and you understand what I'm capable of, the demon has gone out of your daughter. He didn't even move. This is the great part about Jesus here. He doesn't even move. All he does is says, the demon is gone. His cosmic authority is such he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to be there. He just has to say, okay, done. And that's a beautiful picture for us of God's power in this situation. Now, as we think about this, what does this tell us about Jesus? Well, we want to look at there, and we understand that Jesus does care for this woman. But we also see that Jesus is still very intent on his mission. He's not going to be dragged left or right here. He's going to stay and do what God has called him to. He's very intent on making sure that he does it. And his power is such that, hey, even in this situation like this, I'm not going to your daughter, but she's healed. So this tells us a lot about Jesus there. But what does this tell us about us? Well, this is a model of faith. Because let's just be honest. If you heard that response from Jesus, how many of you would just kind of tuck your tail between your legs and walk away? I'd say probably most of us. But she understands there's only one hope for her daughter. And so she's not leaving. She says, look, I'll take the leftovers because I know you're powerful. And what's it calls us to do? It calls us to have that kind of faith. To say, God, I'll take whatever because I know you're good and I know you're powerful. All right, guys. Tuesday is in the books for this, but I'm praying for you the rest of your day. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you back here tomorrow as we hop back